This is the Note Closers Show, where you get the latest developments in distressed note investing and learn the secrets of how you can control millions of dollars worth of property for pennies on the dollar. Get educated and entertained by someone who has closed thousands of deals and lives to support you in achieving the same. Now, here's your host, CEO of We Close Notes, Scott Carson.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Scott Carson. I am your host of the Note Closer Show. As always, excited to be here. We have a very special guest today who is joining us all the way from California, one of our good friends and students out there who is doing some amazing things with their own note business. And I'm always excited to have this guy around because his energy is always great. He's always got a positive attitude, and he is working diligently on his plan to financial freedom with his wife and his two kids that are growing up like bad weeds, as he likes to say, right? Our good buddy, Pari. So, Pari, good morning. Thanks for joining us from California. You're up in the Bay Area, correct?
That's right. Morning, Scott.
Awesome.
It's my pleasure.
Oh, glad to have you, man. And let's get, for those that don't know who you are, tell me a little bit about your background. What are you doing? Are you still working? How do you get kind of interested in notes?
Well, I do have a full-time job, and I just picked up the note business on the sides because I wanted to get out of the rental business. There was always a turnover of tenants, almost every single year for one property or the other that we were managing here in the Bay Area. So was researching online and trying to find out, how I could stay within the real estate business, but not in rentals. That's how I got to know about the note business. I did some research, got into that, and I attended your fast track training back then, and also when you were here in California at Napa. That was good.
Yeah, you came into one of the masterminds in Napa there. It's pretty nice. And you live in the Bay Area, right? Where exactly in the Bay Area do you live?
That's right. I live in Fremont, California.
Cool. And you said you're working a full-time job. Tell everybody out there what you do full-time.
I'm a network engineer, building up the internet circuits and stuff like that, wired, wireless, for my company. Right. And yeah. And
one of the great things I love is that you take action. You've taken action. I mean, actually, before you took the class, maybe between the class, the time that you came to the fast track training, stuff like that, you actually bought some notes. You went out and bought some performance stuff because that's the stuff that you like. You don't want to be a landlord, like you said. You were tired of the headaches of toilets, tenants, and trash outs, right?
That's right.
And so, what were your first couple of deals that you bought?
The first one that I bought was in Michigan. That note was a refinance, or the guy, sold the property, I should say, early this year. And that gave me like 16% return just on the principal without including the interest, So that was a steep discount that I got because it was a sub-performing. The reason I picked that was he had enough equity on the deal. So I knew that he's not going anywhere. He is going to pay. So that was a good one.
So there was a note you bought. It was owner-occupied. Is that correct?
That's right.
And you bought it at a discount, but it was a performing note?
It was a sub-performing note. Yeah, he would pay 1 month or, after 60 days, he would send a big chunk of money.
Let's talk about the numbers on that. What did you pay for it? Do you know? Remember?
I paid somewhere around $12,000 and change or something like that.
Okay. And do you know what he owed?
16% more than that,
Okay. All right. So it 16% more, so around 16 grand then? So,
yeah.
Okay. And he was paying hit and miss, but then he just basically refinanced you out or sold the property?
He sold the property. I was monitoring that on Zillow. So I would exactly know when he put that on sale, So I know the money was coming. I was a little nervous, because that was the first deal. It was a sub-performing note, so, but I did all my due diligence and I was tracking that, offline as well.
Good. And basically you got a servicer that was reaching out and basically one day you find out you get a deposit in your account from your servicing company, correct?
That's right. Yeah, I went with Allied on that one to keep the cost low, and because it's a small amount, so I didn't want to pay much with the big boys. So it was good.
That's good. Now you had just one recently pay off just the other day, maybe a week ago. That was a pretty good chunk of change. Let's talk about that deal because I like.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm excited as well on that one.
Pay for a very good Christmas and Happy New Year, right?
Yeah. That was a good way to finish the year, actually, you know. Well, I bought this from Joel Markovich from JH Mortgage.
Now the law office of Daniel Singer. So.
That's right. And I know that you had told this 1,000 times on the Facebook event or the fast track event that an IRS lien can be removed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't worry about that. You know, I've heard you say that 1,000 times, but you know, I was still not confident because I have not done it myself, right?
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah, I knew it can be taken off, but you know, I was just confident because I haven't done it. It's just another individual's perception, right? Some people are confident just by hearing things and then doing it, but for me, I wanted to do it so I will feel confident, you know. So I don't know if even Joel remembers this. After I bought it, I asked him, "Hey, you think you can remove this IRS lien?" So you all know Joel, right? So he was so calm, and he said, "Pari, don't worry about that. You know, that can be removed.
Yeah.
First thing first, let's get all the docs, you know, done for you so that the loan is transferred to us, and then we'll go one step at a time, right?"
So let's go through the numbers on this so we give a good foundation. So how much was owed? Was the UPB?
UPB was 90,000 and change.
Okay. And they hadn't paid in how long?
They haven't paid for 3.5 years.
Okay. Where was it located?
It was in Florissant, Missouri.
Okay. Florence, Missouri, you say?
Florissant.
Florissant. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I bought it for 50 grand.
What was the value of the property?
At that time, the value of the property was 90 grand.
90 grand. Okay, great. So a $90,000 property, they owed 90 grand plus 3 years of back payments. You picked up for 50. So about roughly.
Picked up for 50. There
50.
was this IRS lien for 30 grand or so.
Okay.
And a state tax lien for another 10, 15 grand or something like that.
Okay.
And a sewage lien for 1,600.
Okay.
So I know that the state tax lien and the IRS lien can be removed, you know. So I was okay with that. And then we went with Polaris, you know, for door knocking, and borrower reach out, and the lady doesn't want it to pay.
Okay. So just those that don't know, Polaris is a company out of California. They are not a servicing company. They are not a debt collector. They're a nonprofit company, basically, that works on behalf of us as investors, trying to reach out to the borrowers to get them to make some sort of right party contact or make a decision. Now, the fact that they're not debt collectors allows them to contact people basically the day you fund, which is really beautiful. You know, they're just basically, hey, what's going on? Do you want to stay? Do you want to go? What's the situation? We're here to try to help out a resolution. So they do that very quickly. And how soon do they talk to the borrower on this one? Do you remember?
The guy went out almost the second week. He said he had already started the paperwork. He sends out like 2 or 3 letters, you know.
And then they get on the phone too.
Right. And they also talk to the servicer to make sure that, you know, if the borrower calls back, you know, everything aligns.
Right. And so they said they didn't want to pay.
She didn't want it to pay. And that's when I reached out to the Note Closest crew and asked if someone was in St. Louis, you know. And one of our friends, you know, he replied back saying, "Hey, Pari, you know, I'm there. I'll be visiting my father-in-law down there in St. Louis. I can drive by."
Who was the guy?
Ken
Sparrow? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken's a good guy. Ken's a mastermind student. Just closed on his first couple notes a couple weeks ago as well, and an active realtor in the area. And you use the mastermind crew to really go out and take a look at it. Now, what did Kent find out?
He said the lawn is mowed.
Mm-hmm.
And people are there. He spoke to the neighbors, and they said that, they have taken care of the house really good. So I knew that maybe she's not going. I thought maybe she would reinstate.
Right.
So, and then we started the foreclosure process and everything. And then before it went to, sale, you know, I got a letter saying that, she wanted to reinstate. I said, fine, but we are not stopping the foreclosure process.
Mm-hmm.
So we went ahead with that. And she was just trying to play play a game or something, that
Right.
just to stall the process. But, we went ahead and foreclosed it. And I had a local realtor go there, take some pictures, and the house was a trash.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, she just left a lot of stuff, and we didn't want her to do the rehab.
So, question for you. I don't mean to interrupt you. Let's talk about that, because a lot of people, there's two types of trash that look at things. One is they punch holes in the walls, they rip crap out, concrete down the toilet. That's the extreme side of things. Second thing is they just leave a lot of shit, or they leave trash, leave stuff in the refrigerator and then don't do anything with that. That's the second aspect of it. So where did it kind of fall in those two phases?
It was the second aspect of it. When I looked at the kitchen, the cabinets were really in good shape.
Okay.
They're old, but she had maintained it really well. It was just trash lying around everywhere.
Okay, so it was filthy,
right,
and outdated. Basically, is what you're doing.
Outdated, yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. And you're right. A lot of people don't get a little concerned about that, but outdated isn't that bad.
Exactly.
I'll take them leaving trash around because it's $1,000, $1,500 to do a clean out, and you're sitting at a lot better place than you would if you left the trash in there, right?
Right. So that is when I got into the nitty details of the property and the neighborhood. So I was trying to sell this, price it right, so I can sell it out, get out really quick, right? At that time, I noticed that in that street, my house was the biggest in size. Our experience with that had never been good.
Yeah.
Back in Milwaukee, we had another rental property on that particular street. If you look at it, that was the biggest house. It just happened. I didn't look at it when I bought the asset. It just happened after the fact that, when I wanted to sell, I was looking at all the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, at that time, we wanted to take the trash out. So I posted an ad on Thumbtack to get some contractors out there and clean the property. There was one lady, she said she's been doing this business for about like 18 to 20 years or so. And she knew the business very well. And she took really good care of it, for $800. She even fixed the fence, which was not on the project scope. So that was really good. And once that was done, that is when, we started doing Facebook ads for people who are in that neighborhood living in apartments. And we also posted it on a lot of Facebook groups in St. Louis.
Nice. So you didn't go the traditional aspect of listing on MLS?
I did.
Oh, you did that? Okay, as well too. Okay.
Yeah, while they were cleaning and doing stuff, this was, had already started.
Okay, that's great. That's smart. A lot of people don't think about that, of assisting their realtors in finding a buyer for it. A lot of times they'll list it, and there's nothing wrong with making sure you get a realtor to do it, but you were like, hey, I want to get this done.
Right.
So let's go back through that. You listed it. You ran some custom Facebook ads for people that live there in the area. Is that correct?
That's right. People living in the apartments and are from 25 to 65 years of age and who are renters, and yeah, the only thing I did not target was homeowners.
No, I wouldn't, because they have a home usually. You don't want to sell it to them, but
that's
did
right.
you reach out to any of the meetup groups, the real estate investment clubs as well?
No, I did not post it on the meetup groups.
Okay.
Those guys were the one who were running some of the Facebook groups in the neighborhood. So I just sent it out to them.
That makes sense. Okay.
And then again, we still had the IRS lien on it, right? So I called Daniel one day and asked him, hey, we still have this IRS lien on this, how can we get it removed? So he gave me a very valuable tip. He said, take it to escrow and it is much faster.
Mm-hmm.
So that is exactly what we did, So we took it to escrow and we had the title company, send a letter to the IRS and they removed it. The state tax lien was removed. And the only thing left was the sewage lien.
Mm-hmm.
$1,600. Yeah, I negotiated to $1,500. That is the best I could do. I'm happy with that.
Right. So the state lien was not a property tax lien; it was like a income tax lien.
Income tax liens. That's right.
I just want to make sure and clarify that people aren't getting confused because it's an income tax that follows the person. You just had to show the state that the bar wasn't getting any money from the sale. The original bar wasn't getting money from the sale. Same thing for the IRS, correct?
That's right.
Yeah. And so, what'd you get it under contract for? How you went to escrow? You obviously had a buyer. Then, what were they going to pay for it?
Well, we listed it for 95. Got an offer at 92.
Oh, okay.
I said I'll take it. It's no brainer, right?
No brainer at all. Exactly. And so, how long did it take you to close?
It took almost 1 year for us.
Well, from start to finish, right?
From start to finish.
Sorry.
Yes.
When it went to escrow, how long did it take? I was like, well, that's going to be a long escrow. When somebody took it under contract at 92, how long did it take them to close? What, 30, 45 days?
45 days.
Okay.
Little less than 45 days is what I would say.
Okay. And what did you end up netting after closing costs and liens and stuff like that?
Well, we bought it at 50 and the cleanup, foreclosure cost, everything turned out to like 56 or something.
Okay. Sounds about right.
Yeah. And we listed it at 92. We had to pay the property tax that year. We netted like 82 on that.
Okay. So you made 26 grand basically on your $56,000 investment.
That's right.
In 12 months.
In 12 months.
So just about a 45% ROI on your money then, huh?
That's right.
That doesn't suck.
That doesn't suck. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah. Did you use your own money or do you have JV money involved?
I did my own. We used our funds for this deal.
Okay. There you go. Wife was pretty happy, huh?
Oh, she got a good Christmas present, so she can't complain. It was right on time, So we closed the deal, and it was Christmas. I said, "Hey, buy whatever you want."
That's awesome. What did she end up getting? A car?
That's in the list.
Well, guys, if you have questions for Pari, now's the time to ask them. And if you're listening on Facebook Live or watching Facebook Live, feel free to listen to those. If you guys are watching this on iTunes or Stitcher, you can always catch the full video and other things involved with it by going to our blog at weclosenotes.com/blog as well. So we got quite a few people watching this right now. You were a landlord. You like passive income, right? But you didn't like the work and all the headaches that came with being a landlord, correct?
That's right. So when tenants moved out, we would take the kids, drive from Fremont all the way to Santa Clara. We would do the touch-up painting, clean the house, just like any other, first-time home buyers, because we lived in that property. We converted it to a rental. So there was a lot of emotions involved in that asset. We didn't want it to do that. We didn't want it to go clean the house.
Right. Right.
We didn't want it to do the touch-up painting. We didn't want it to do any of the fixtures that needs to be fixed. We had cleaners come do the cleaning, but still, I would like to go, we had a marble in that house. So I would do the coating on top of it, trying to keep it clean. But yeah, that is what we wanted to get out of, especially, taking the kids down there, me and my wife doing all the work, that was not working out.
Yeah, that's the most effective use of your time after a while, especially now if you're buying properties in San Antonio and Milwaukee and Michigan and other areas across the country and Missouri as well, right?
Right.
And so how many notes have you bought so far? How many notes have you bought so far?
I had 14, and 2 of them are sold. So right now I have 12 in my books.
Okay. Cool. And you're still working 40 hours a week though, right?
That's right.
Good. Now, what's your ultimate goal, Pari? Is it to do this stuff to help you retire faster, get out of your job?
Well, I wanted to start my own fund in 2019. I still have a long time to go, but next year I wanted to get my ducks in a row, and do that, and probably hire a virtual assistant or any other, person, either here in California or within the US to do the back end office work for us. So that's the goal for me and my wife.
Good. And what's your wife do?
She's a realtor at Keller Williams.
Okay. Cool. That's awesome. So that's great. You've got a network of realtors you can reach out to and pulling values and stuff like that. And
now it's easy. Yeah.
Now it's a little bit easier for you on that stuff as well. We were talking before the beginning of this about how you bought a note from a hard money lender. Let's talk about that deal, because I think a lot of people forget that hard money lenders will often have notes on their portfolio they may be looking to get rid of. I know I've bought quite a few loans from hard money lenders that were first lien, but why don't we talk about that situation? Is that all right?
Yeah, sure. So that was the time that we wanted to get out of the rental business, right? So what we did was we had 2 rental properties here in California, and I was getting, well, including all 4 that we had, we were getting somewhere around $1,000, little shy of that $1,000, 4 properties, $1,000, that's not really a good return for us. So what we did was we sold the California rental properties and converted them to a note. What we did was we reached out to a hard money lender and said, hey, we like this asset, we'll go buy it. The property was worth somewhere around $450 or $460, and the guy wanted $265 for the first mortgage at 10% interest only for 1 year. So we bought that asset, and it was giving us $2,500 a month, which was pretty good.
So you bought the note on
that
house.
We bought the note.
Okay.
That's right. We didn't put additional money. It was just the funds that we got from the rental. So the moment we converted our rental properties to a note, from little under $1,000, our cash flow increased to $2,500 a month. That was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
Why haven't I not done this before? Right?
So you used a hard money lender to create the loan?
They are here in Northern California. They originate the loan and sell the trust deeds right away. Sell the notes right away. Okay. That is what they do. So we bought it from them. Okay.
Cool. And it's churning off. You've kept it for over a year, or are you keeping it longer?
It's due this April.
Okay.
So we have time on that.
Good. Yeah, you got a few more months.
Yeah. If they wanted to refinance, I'm okay with that. I'll just recycle the process and be in the paper business.
Right. Now, what is owed on that loan? You bought it for $265, but what's owed on the note?
It was $265.
So you paid par for it.
That's right.
Right. But there was equity in the property, though, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
If he misses, I go for the property.
Yep. And so basically, there's what, 35% equity in the deal?
Yeah, $460. I paid $250. Property is worth $450, $460.
Yep. We got some questions from some people, so let me go through here real fast here. So Nicole says, yep, if you've got any questions, you check out Awesome. We'll cover, Cedric asks, how is Polaris different from the special servicer like Singer? We'll get to that in a second. Let's see here. Steve Burke, is this better than wholesaling real estate? Yes. No, this is a lot better than wholesaling. Wholesaling, you're making a quick transaction fee, and that's about it. You got to go keep finding your next deal. No, investing is so much easier. Well, it's not. I won't say it's easier, but it's a lot more profitable because you can use other people's money to fund the purchases. You're getting great cash flow and great profits on the back end, like on several of the scenarios that Pari has discussed here. So, hi, Sarah Boyd. Good morning, Sarah Boyd Tolvanen. She's actually out of your neck of the woods, up in not too far from you there. She's a student in there, so she's on Facebook. Yes. Hey, Sarah, good to see you. Let's see here. I'm watching, going through here. Good morning, everybody. She lives in Helotes. All right.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, so let's go back here. So Cedric asked a question: how's Polaris different from a special servicer like the Singer Law Group? Let's go. Okay, so Daniel Singer is an attorney. Okay, they're an attorney. They handle special servicing. They do more on the special servicing side than Polaris does. Polaris will do literally 90-day contracts. They want to do on the front end, get you a right party contact. The bar going to stay, bar going to go. They'll help you kind of create a modification. But after 90 days of not having luck, they're just going to push it off their books and give it back to you so that then they can either start the foreclosure. Polaris is not going to handle the foreclosure. They're going to help you with a right party contact and modifications, reinstatements, deed and liens on the front end. That's about it. Okay. Daniel Singer, the Singer Law Group, they're an attorney. They're also have a branch of the home servicing as well in-house. Now, they're going to help you with the foreclosure. They're going to help you long-term and stuff like that. They'll still do borrow reach out for you, a little bit cheaper than Polaris does, but they handle the whole process start to finish. So it just depends on what you want. Now, the law office of Daniel Singer, they're not going to really start on anything until 2 to 3 weeks until the goodbye letters are at least mailed out. And so that's the difference. If you want to get really big start, you go with Polaris right off the bat. You may have a resolution in 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to be a lot faster than just handling it with your existing servicing company who won't really do anything for the first 30 to 60 days. Okay.
Can I add to that, Scott?
Yes.
I really wanted to give a shout out to Daniel Singer here, right? For the guy who asked about the wholesaling.
Yeah.
I never worked on this asset at all. Honestly, I never worked on it. I just called Daniel and asked him the status. That is all I did.
Yeah.
So he did the whole 9 yards for us. He took care of everything. I honestly, I didn't do anything. I just called him for the status update.
Well, but let's not make that. You still called. You still told them roughly what to do. We don't want people thinking that, oh, you just plan it with there and then don't respond to them, because some people will do that. Now you'll give them, hey, what's going on? Can I get some, where are we at? And he'll give you, hey, we got this option A, B, or C. Which way do you want to go? And you direct them that way. There are people that will just drop a loan with a servicing company or servicer, never reach out and give them a phone call. That's a big problem. You follow up. It's a regular basis every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. You're talking to them?
3 weeks to a month.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know. I've been talking to Joel on a different stuff to buy assets, So he would also tell me what's going on.
Yeah. What's your goals for 2018?
We want
besides getting your ducks in a row for a fund in 2019, what's your number of deals you were looking to close?
Well, as far as the deals, we wanted to maybe stick to the same thing or do better. Maybe like 20 is what I'm thinking, and other than that, we really wanted to get one VA on board.
Okay. So let's focus on it, because I think between this week and next, you can get a VA. All right. So there's a couple of things. What are some of the duties? And this, I think, is good for a lot of people that are watching or listening to this episode. What are some of the things that you're going to have your VA do?
So it'll be like the Facebook advertisements
that
we are doing, or the Facebook marketing, I should say.
Okay.
Or we might even give them access to some of the assets and do the bookkeeping for us.
Okay.
If they have to work on a loan, they would work on these loans, talk to the services, just copy me, and pretty much that's it. And do all the advertising for us, for me as well as for my wife, So it's like everything is related to real estate. So if someone knows about the loan processing side of it, that will give us a head start. So we want someone with experience, they could be anywhere within the United States, but they should have worked with a title company before.
There you go. You hit the head right on the nail. You're looking for somebody who's not overseas, but somebody domestically who can work remotely for you,
right,
who can handle the call outs. You need like a Jennifer.
If she's available,
Jennifer's overwhelming my files, right? Something like that. You need a Jennifer and a Nicole. You need somebody that's going to handle or Greg as well. It's not because you're doing a lot of the due diligence and you're doing some of the capital raising, right?
Right.
And if you use a service called Note Pros with a Z, they're a great little service that will help you speed up your due diligence aspect of things. If you go to notepros.com/Scott Carson, they're running a special right now for just our Scott Carson students. So, but that's a great little thing. You just plug in your addresses. It'll help you give all the online information. Not going to give you accurate comps because it's still an online, like an AVM, but with the help of your wife and her connections through Kelly Williams across the country, you should be able to pull comps relatively pretty easy with friends and stuff like that. I would have you check out like contract to close people. They have that title contract to close. A lot of realtors do that. This may be somebody maybe able to help your wife with her stuff as well, because that would be a benefit that would help you guys both doing different things. You know what I mean? But very, very similar aspect of things. Obviously, anybody in title or a loan processor would probably be a good one besides just title work for you. Okay. So for those that are listening out there, if you're looking, that's great places to find people. Loan processors, not process servers, but processors. These are people used to looking through loan files, putting loan files together. So it's an easy transition once they get a loan file to be able to go through it. Oh, hey, this borrower has this or this borrower has this that works in relevance to you seeing what the borrower may have for a workout or right party contact or what they did and what happened with the rest of the story after you buy the note. You know what I mean? What's your favorite thing about the note business, Pari?
I just work from anywhere. I just love it. I don't have to handle any calls from property managers or the tenants. It's just me staring at the pipe drive. That's what it is. And then making a few phone calls, from home. So I need to give a shout out to Adam Adams. He definitely helped us all in setting up the pipe drive. That just really helped our business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pipe drive's great, and with Adam putting videos on YouTube and kind of walking through it, he's done a really great job of sharing his knowledge. What's your least favorite thing about the note industry?
The due diligence. So, yeah, maybe I should outsource that one as well.
I would necessarily outsource everything because you still want to be able to put eyes on it. And I say this, we bought a couple hundred assets this last year. And the staff did a great job of narrowing it down, but I still put eyes on all the files as far as where we are, values, give them the thumbs up or the thumbs down on our formulas and stuff like that. But it's still good when you don't have to pull everything because you're still working full time. Like you said, how old are your two kids?
One is 9 and the other one is 4.
9 and 4. So they're pretty very active kids in school too, huh?
That's right. Yeah, they take away all our time, So that really helped in this note business, and now I'm spending more time with family than my rental business. With rental business, I always maintain different checkbooks for different properties, writing out checks for different contractors to do some job or the other, or refunding the security deposit within 21 days per California rule, So it's a tedious process, with rental business. Now it's all online. It's just me and my computer and my phone is what I need.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing. And then of course a good team and the Polaris and the law office of Daniel Singer and of course Joel Markovitz and stuff like that too as well. So you bought from hard money lenders. All right. You bought from a hedge fund, basically Joel. Where else have you bought from? You bought from a servicing company or anything like that or any of the online portals?
We bought from Paul Burkett as well.
Okay. From Automation Finance. Okay.
Yeah. And then Direct Source.
Okay.
So those are our main vendors that we buy from.
Now, on the ones that you've bought from Direct Source, those are contract for deeds. Have they turned into performing or non-performing, or is it a mixed bag of both?
It's a performing note that we bought from them.
Okay. Let's go through those numbers. All right. If you got those offhand, where's it located?
It's in Glen Park, Texas.
Oh, really? Texas. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a performing loan, so we bought it at a 12% discount on that. It is a reperforming note and the borrower has been paying it on time.
Great. So it's a yield of about what, 13-14% to you?
13.5, something like that. Yes.
13.5. Okay. Cool. Hey, that's great. Using your own money. It's on basically autopilot. 13.5% just to collect basic leading payments coming in. It works out really well for you.
That's right.
Good stuff there for you, everybody. What questions do you have here? We got some comments from people here. So Justin French says, good info. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Justin. Sarah says, investing in family is the best long run return. I agree. And Pari's definitely very committed to investing with his family. Philson watches again. Steve Burke says, wow, okay, good stuff. Let's see here. Due diligence equals no fun, Ryan Harper says, but it saves you a lot, but it saves your ass. That's correct. Amen to that. Let's see here. Retired realtors that have administrative skills are great. I'm sure, yeah, I would agree to that, Sarah, too. Steve says, so is it better than holding rental properties in the note business? I'll let you answer that.
Absolutely.
Big A, absolutely on that one.
That's right.
Good stuff. What other questions you guys have for Pari? Any suggestions for somebody who's new to note investing? Any tips you'd like to recommend to them, Pari?
You definitely need a mentor for this, so I should say thank you, Scott, for that. It's not just you, and also your entire team helped me, grow my business. So when someone newbie is on board in your team, I would be more than happy to, chat with them.
Cool. I appreciate that. Well, I'm very blessed. I've got a good team that helps me.
I've talked to Wayne Snell a lot, Adam Adams, a lot of people offline. It's just a contact that we build, at the boot camp.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things. The note business is full of some great people. Wayne's done an amazing job, 300 plus notes bought. Adam's done a great job. He's on his close to over 80 in his first year plus. I'm excited. I get to hang out with those guys for about a week on the Quest IRA cruise coming up here in January, and roughly for about another 10 days. So we'll be hanging out somewhere in the Caribbean, being note pirates for a week. But those guys have done a tremendous job. Very proud of them. And I appreciate the kudos. But one of the biggest things I always tell people is, listen, I'm not here to motivate you. You have to find the motivation you want to do. You have the motivation part. You got a great family. You got a desire to pad your retirement, to speed up your retirement, to do some bigger things. And so I just provide some of the tools and show you the way to do it. And you've gone out and done a tremendous job with us, things like that. So I think you can do more than 20 this next year. I'm going to challenge you to do 40 in 2018. Okay. Because when you start using other people's money, now that's a question I meant to ask early on. Have you done any joint venture deals with people yet?
I did with one guy. We still have 3 more who are ready to fund. Mm-hmm. So we need to find the deals next year.
There you go. See, if you did 40, instead of doing 1 a month at 12 or 1.5 at 18, 40 is, it's just 3. Really 3.5 deals or 3 1/3 deals. You can get that done, my friend.
Right. Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, man. You've done a tremendous job, Pari. You're always a delight. Always got a great positive attitude about you on things. And we're very, very, very happy for your success and look forward to your continued success here in the new year. So if we have any other questions out there for Pari before we let him go, enjoy his Monday or his Tuesday after Christmas out here. Good. Alex Zuniga says, I totally agree on having a good mentor and a strong team to back you up. That's awesome. That's right, Gulix. Steve says, wow, I need you to teach me, Scott. That's great. Go to WeCloseNotes.com or WeCloseNotes.tv. You'll find plenty of information out there. We're also running a special here before the end of the year. If you go to a website and type in year end, you should get 25% off of our next virtual workshop as well. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, Pari, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Note Closer Show. Great insight. Very proud of your deals, and we look forward to seeing you at the top, buddy.
Thank you, Scott. My pleasure.
But if you guys would like to get a hold of Pari, you can go to our blog and track down his website, which he does a great job. I think Nicole threw it on the Facebook page as well for everybody. What's the name of your company, Pari?
SA Note Funding Group.
SA Note Funding Crew, and we'll go back. Let's see here what somebody says. Living the American Dream in 2018. I like that, Sarah. We're gonna wrap up that. Pari is living the American Dream, not only in 2018, but for the last couple of years, and looking forward to even more success. So, adios, amigos. We'll see you later, bud.
Thank you.
Thanks, bud. All right, guys. Once again, thank you for joining us. As always, if you're listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, please leave a comment. and go check out our back catalog of episodes. We got tremendous amount of great information, great nuggets from people just like Pari, who are out there making things happen in their own note business on a day in, day out basis. So I'm a big believer that's the one way that we can truly make America great again, one mortgage at a time, everybody. So we'll see you all, everybody, at the top. Bye.